Greetings, beloveds. This is Nikita. I welcome you all to my channel. Today's session is of real importance because I will be directly referring to you, to myself, and all of us in general. In today's session, I'll be discussing about mental health. Yes, mental health. I will be talking about its importance, what it is, and how on a daily basis you can take care of your mental health, which should be your priority, which should be priority for all of us. Now, the importance of mental health, or would say the understanding about psychological disorders, the right understanding of psychological disorders began during the Renaissance period, where scientific advancement and true understanding and the nature of abnormal behaviors was studied, analyzed, understood. And you know and especially would say from the last year, the importance of mental health has been increasing. Let me first tell you how WHO defines mental health. It is a state of well-being where the individual is fully functioning as per his potentials, abilities, and functioning very well in all the areas of his life. So, well being or mental health is not just the absence of any mental illness, but it has to do with your overall well being, which includes your growth and fulfillment, and how you can serve and contribute more productively in the community. That is the mental health. Now, I believe that pandemic has only triggered what has been floating, or what has been bottled up inside every individual from time to time. It's not that humans have to wait for any pandemic like this to occur, or any major catastrophes to occur, or increasing rate of suicides and suicidal ideations, or any news like that, for us to understand how important is mental health. Mental health is important for all of us. Let me distinguish first mental health from mental disorders. The little background which I gave you about psychological disorder has to do with mental disorders. So, just like any physical disease like diabetes, cardiac problems, or any other life killing or serious physical disease, people could suffer from mental disorders like severe depression, bipolar disorders, anxiety and anxiety related disorders, somatic disorders, dissociation disorders, and so on, for variety of reasons. But so that is about mental disorders, and there are trained people, professionals, just like a physician is there who deals with physiological disorders. There are psychologists and psychiatrists who deal with mental disorders. But when it comes to mental health, it is for each and every one of us. Whosoever is an individual has to take care of their mental health. And being a dog's mother, I am also aware of how mental issues could be there even in animals. I mean, dogs, cats, any other animal could also feel anxious, could also feel depressed. So, mental health, and coming back to the human beings, to mental health is for each and every one who has their individuality, meaning who is in the form of this human body. So, mental health is for all of us. It is not for the ones who are suffering from, it is not only just for the ones who are suffering from major psychological problem, but taking care of mental health is for each and every one of us. Another important point is about stigma, the labeling that is attached with anyone who has gone through or who is suffering from any kind of psychological problem. Labeling, and it is because of this stigma and labeling that most of the people are ashamed to seek professional help. They believe that they will be judged, that you are an anxious one who always feels restless, anxious, is not functioning properly like the normal people around you, who are not experiencing any anxiety attacks or anxiety episodes, or who are not depressed. So this is the stigma and labeling, and this is one of the major reasons that people, not, I'm not talking about everyone in general, but most of the population has this fear of being judged and they are ashamed. But the psychological disorders or mental illnesses are treatable just like any physiological problem. So if you are suffering from, let's say, if someone is suffering from a problem of like high blood pressure or any kind of illness is there, then what they do, they seek treatment, right? The same is the case with mental illnesses. It's important to seek the treatment whenever you see that you are going through a lot of distress, there is lot of disturbance in your psychological state, I mean in your mind, and whatever is the problem for you, like, it is important for each one of us to discuss with the professional who are trained in this field. Another point I would say is that people may feel that oh, I'm completely all right, or I'm completely normal. But what is the definition of normal? What is the definition of well-being? Like I said, a good health or a well-being, it's not just an absence of any kind of illness. It also has to do with your proper level of functioning in all the areas of your life. What kind of thoughts you think whole day? Do you have a control over your mind? If you are into something, you are present fully. But once that work or that thing gets over, are you able to switch off your nervous system, or you are still thinking, and one of the common problems, overthinking about whatever happened or whatever could happen. Overthinking about every single thing, unforgiveness, anger, resentment, unhealthy forms of jealousy, remembering only those things that are negative in nature, like negative thoughts, negative episodes. No idea how to deal with anger, no idea about how to deal with any kind of hurt or disappointment. Has felt distress from time to time, and still harbor anger, unhealthy form of anger, and all range of negative emotions, or most important of all, not even feeling negative emotions, because people do people also have this idea that I always have to feel good, I always have to be positive. It is important to understand that all kinds of emotions needs to be processed. So from time to time, each one of us have felt or has felt distress, disappointed, hurt, resentful. We have been resentful, angry, etc., etc. But what do we do about it is the question. So this has to do with your mental health. Don't wait for any major catastrophe like pandemic to occur to understand the importance of mental health. Also, it has been observed that last year, when initially this thing, uninvited guest came into our lives, and when we all were trapped in our homes and everything was so uncertain, so difficult, and major losses of life that happened, But coming back to the mental health, when we all were trapped in our homes, earlier it used to be like it was easy to function unconsciously, habitually. It was easy to creatively project and displace our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors onto anything or anyone. And we were just suppressing everything. Most of the people would suppress everything, bottle up everything. They were not paying attention to communicate to their family members, to their partners, to their children, to their friends, colleagues, whosoever. Everything, was just moving unconsciously, but that looked very normal and healthy. But when we got trapped into our homes, when there was no enough helpful distraction, where there was nowhere to go, people ended up feeling more depressed, more anxious, more miserable, because there is no daily practice of understanding. Or firstly, if there is no understanding about mental health, then how one could even think of taking care of their mental health, right? Because people are just functioning, waking up. It's like for many of us, this has become the purpose of life. Wake up every single day, do the stuffs habitually, unconsciously, at the workplace, at home, um, relationships, spending here and there, um, any other activities in a day, then sleep. And this has become the cycle. Very few people would actually pay attention to their life and would actually pay attention to themselves. Again, very few would like to educate themselves about mental health. And this is just not limited to adults like us. Children. Children are suffering like anything, and hardly we as an adult would pay attention to them, because we have so many expectations for them, so many expectations about their life. And students have suffered majorly because for them everything is working online. I mean, each one of us have been suffered because of whatever happened, and good that things are improving now. But for a moment, let's come back to children and adolescents. Of course, their life has become so limited, and the kind of growth period they are in, where everything in itself is so confusing for them. On the top of it, everything is functioning online, so their environment has become so limited, so restricted. Children's mental health is of also importance. Children now at a very young age think of, they have thoughts of suicide or suicidal ideations. Children at this age become so hopeless about their life. They are so fearful and anxious and insecure. They have low frustration tolerance. I mean, anything could upset them, anything could threaten them. This is an example of low frustration tolerance. And again, like I said, it is important to express, it is important to channelize all kind of emotions, because I don't think it is possible to be positive all the time, and too much positive is also not realistic. Emotions have their own purpose. In the future, I will take separate session on emotions. Focusing on mental health right now, all the emotion needs to be processed. Healthy, positive as well as negative. Anger needs to be processed. Resentment needs to be processed properly. Any form of distress needs to be processed properly. Everything needs to be processed properly with respect to mental health, the experience that we have here. And why people don't pay much attention to it, because this is not clearly visible. But why can't you see if someone is suffering, if someone is crying, yelling, screaming, behaving violently, is becoming unproductive, not functioning as per his or her potentials, intelligence. These are all the signs that the mental health is not taken care of that child, that adolescent, that adult. Now, pandemic only triggered what was inside all of us. Earlier it was easy to distract ourselves, मतलब अगर घर पे कुछ हो जाता था तो वर्क प्लेस पे जाके निकाल देते थे, एंड some unhealthy form of expression or channeling was there. But in pandemic, when that thing happened last year, we had no place to go except to go inward. So pandemic or any major catastrophic things that happen even in our life, they only triggers what is inside all of us, and that means that we have to start paying attention, at least now. Start paying attention. Adults, children, adolescents, everyone could suffer from any kind of mental problem from time to time. This is not a selective thing, okay? This is not like the one who, no, I mean, that example may not suit, okay? So, this, everyone, like I said, because we are individual and we are in this human form, taking care of mental health is of importance. So ask yourself this question: how on a daily basis are you taking care of your mental health? Are you able to manage your thoughts well? Are you able to process your emotions properly? Do you have right assertive skills? Are you able to communicate with your partner, with your children, with your colleagues, with your family members, whatever you have gone through or whatever you are going through? Are you able to take care of yourself? It is important, because we don't know how and when we can just make judgments about someone. This is again another labeling thing. If anyone feels a bit restless, insecure, or anxious, we are so quick to make judgment that, oh, that person is so fearful, so anxious, so this and so that. That's not the, I mean, of course it's not right, these are judgments, but the point is that what we do about it. We are all so educated, but most of the people are illiterate when it comes to taking care of mental health. I'm not saying this because I belong to the profession called psychology. I am also dealing with this world. I am also living in this world just like you, and from time to time it is so easy for people to behave unconsciously, to displace their negative emotions onto someone or something, and to keep on projecting their own unhealthy stuffs. But still, the processing, the right processing, the right channel of it is not used. So, start now. I remember this in school, or I remember my school days where when we fill the application form, or not the application form, the first page that is there in the almanac, wherein they take all your details, and there is also this section wherein we were supposed to enter the name and contact of a family doctor, and of course we family had contact of a family doctor, physician. Do we have a contact? Do you have a contact of any psychologist for yourself, for your children, or for any of the family members? Have you ever consulted any mental health professional for to educate yourself? You may need to educate yourself for your own child. You may need to educate yourself about this mental health for yourself or for any of the members. Just out of curiosity at least, because psychoeducation is so important. Then only you will be able to take care of your mental health. But most important of all, you will have the right understanding. So remember, pandemic only triggered what has been inside all of us. And mental health is not a newly developed subject, but this is the subject that no one or most of the population doesn't like to talk about. It is really easy to talk about someone's problem. It is easy to talk about why they committed suicide. They should not have committed suicide. They should not have felt anxious or depressed. Well, they have everything in the world. I mean, we are taking care of you. What is there for you to become so angry, depressed, and whatsoever? Then you are educated for nothing. Okay, so you really need to give yourself the right education, the right understanding, and it all starts with you. First, you take care of your own mental health. That way, it's like the story of a starfish. You know, when a young child who was picking up the starfish from the bank and throwing it into the river, and a grandfather happened to ask him, well, it's not going to make any difference because again and again they are coming back on the shores. And the child replied, well, it will make a difference for this starfish at least. So it's like it all starts with you. You make the real difference. So you first start taking care of your own mental health. Otherwise, anyways, we all are trapped in our ego, but without understanding, we will be never able to question. The egoic mind will be never able to question conditioned parts of us, because now, like, we are living in a conditioned society, but it is important to practice right awareness. So mental health is for each one of us. Start educating yourself on a daily basis. Self introspection is of importance. What thoughts are you thinking and how you can change them? What kind of feelings needs to be processed? What kind of behaviors needs to be taken care? And please be kind and compassionate with everyone. It's like I'm making you a request, but it's very important to be kind, compassionate, empathetic. See, intellectuality is not everything. That can be presented even by a well-trained chimpanzee or any other animal. Okay, so it's not just about intelligence or intellectuality. It also has to do with what you do with your intelligence in a way that serves you, that serves the people around you and the world. That is called well-being, that is called mental health, where we are all so, where we all train ourselves, where we train our minds, where we take care of our psychological health in a manner that we become the right demonstration, the right example for the world, and at least a right example, a right demonstration in our own family. Because I don't know what role you are playing. I mean, if you are an adolescent, if you are married, I mean, you are a couple, if whatever, or you are a mother, father, husband, wife, whatever role you are playing, it's important that you start taking care of your mental health, start educating yourself about mental health, start seeking professional help when and where required. Now, I would like to end by giving you few activities to practice, and please remember that this is not a counseling session. I am trying to give you not trying, I'm giving you some understanding, a right perspective and awareness about mental health. Okay, so the first activity you can do every morning and evening is free writing. You have allow your mind to express itself on the paper, okay, on the paper. So whatever is going on in your mind as you start writing, allow it to freely express on the paper. Don't judge yourself, don't judge your mind. Your mind is doing its job. Your mind's job is to think, and it would be really foolish for you to tell yourself don't think like that, don't do, because the more you do that, the more it will happen. Remember the exercise we did in the last session about don't think of a pink elephant? You can practice that to understand your mind's nature. So don't judge yourself, don't judge your mind, and write down all the thoughts, everything that is just going on in your mind, put it on the paper. This is called free writing exercise. Morning, early in the morning as you wake up and before you retire at night. Second, meditation. The more you meditate, the more you are likely to behave in a sanely manner and not so insanely manner, not in so insanely manner. That was a joke. Meditation is very, very important because that's where you give some space to your mind to breathe. You think that you are breathing. How do you know that? Because you are still living. But that doesn't mean that you are breathing correctly. That is shallow breathing. Okay, breathing is something where you can train yourself to breathe actually when you meditate. So meditate. I really don't know your schedule, and I respect. I'm not belittling anything that you are doing. I really respect your schedule or whatever you are in, but see if you could find some time, at least 10 to 15 minutes to meditate. So free writing, meditation, and the third activity which I can share with you is this systematic record of mental experience. Remember, this is not a counseling session, but these activities and this session will definitely help you to gain some understanding, just like all the other session has been doing its purpose. So this is called systematic recording of mental experience. So put these columns on a paper. First is situation, second thoughts, third feelings, and fourth rational responses. Situation meaning pick up any situation from the recent or distant past or from the present, but situation that is creating some disturbance within you. I mean, if you are still thinking about it, meaning you need to solve it, okay, and solve it on paper here for this exercise. So briefly describe that situation, as in what happened, where you were, who you were with, how many people were there, what just happened. Briefly describe that situation in the first column. Second, in the second column, you will be writing your thoughts, your automatic thoughts. So, when that situation happened, as you are describing it, ask yourself, what was I telling myself, or what was I thinking? So your thoughts are the mental statements that you have. You cannot write in the thought column, when the person abused me, I felt like, I feel like doing this thing. These are not your thoughts. In thoughts, there is no expression of feeling. You have another column for that. So thoughts are like, what was I telling myself when this person criticized me? He should have not said like this. Who is he to tell me what should I do, what should I not do? I have been doing so many things for this person, and how ungrateful he or she is. These are your thoughts. Only example. So situation, automatic thoughts, meaning these are the thoughts that arise in your mind in response to that event. So you write down all your thoughts by asking yourself this question, what was I telling myself? Third is feeling. Feelings are always one word: hurt, disappointed, ashamed, distress, anger, resentment, jealousy, any kind of hatred. So put the emotion and rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 meaning you felt nothing, and 10 means you felt that emotion extremely. So you put that emotion in the third column and rate it. If you are writing, let's say, 3 emotions in response to that event you are describing, you will rate all those 3 emotions. And the last column is rational responses. But first I want you to take a break before you come to that last column. Ask yourself, how may I think differently about this situation now? What different thoughts I could think about this situation now? What all rational responses I may come up for that event now? So now you are trying to neutralize yourself about that event, about those thoughts, about those feelings, and you are coming up with a rational response. Like I said, this is not a counseling session, but this session and the activities I said will help you on a regular basis to keep a check on your mental health. But it is very, very important for you, and it becomes your responsibility, your own individual responsibility to take care of your mental health by educating yourself to seek help whenever it is required, to seek a professional help, of course, and keep taking care of your mental health. It is really, really important. Our lives are very, very precious. And most important of all, what we do with our life on a regular basis, that matters. That is of importance. So please start taking care of your mental health. Please be kind, loving, and compassionate with everyone. No judgments about everyone, because the moment you are making judgment about someone else means that same thing needs to be treated with you. I mean, you first need treatment, not that one who is feeling so and so. Okay, so it is important for us to take care of your mental health. Thank you so much.